Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast that brings you the latest news and updates from around the world. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm glad you're joining me today. We have a lot to cover in today's show, but first, let's dive into the developing story that's been making headlines: the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. As we speak, the two nations are exchanging fire, with reports of missile strikes and drone attacks on both sides. According to latest updates, Israel has struck Iran's defense ministry headquarters, as well as sites linked to Iran's nuclear program. In response, Iran has launched a barrage of missiles into Israel, killing at least 8 people and injuring over 130 more. The situation is complex and multifaceted, with both sides accusing each other of aggression. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to strike every target of the Iranian regime, while Iran's foreign minister has said that negotiating with the U.S. and other countries is unjustifiable while barbarous Israeli attacks continue. As the international community watches with concern, there are fears that this conflict could escalate into a wider regional war. The U.S., France, and Britain have all pledged to support Israel, while also urging restraint and calling for diplomacy. In Australia, Foreign Minister Penny Wong has released a statement saying that Australia is deeply concerned about the escalating violence between Israel and Iran and is working with international partners to promote a peaceful resolution. It's a delicate and sensitive situation, and we'll be keeping a close eye on developments as they unfold. We'll also be exploring the broader implications of this conflict and what it might mean for regional stability and global security. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest developments from around the world. In our middle segment today, we're taking a closer look at the upcoming G7 summit in Canada, where some of the world's most influential leaders will be gathering to discuss pressing global issues. One of the key storylines emerging from this summit is the trade tensions between Japan and the United States. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba is set to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the summit, where he'll be pushing for the U.S. to drop its tariffs on Japanese cars. These tariffs have been a major point of contention between the two countries, with Japan's auto industry feeling the pinch. According to reports, Ishiba and Trump spoke by phone on Friday, ahead of their in-person meeting, and Japan's top tariff negotiator, Ryosei Akazawa, has been engaged in detailed talks with U.S. officials. The goal for Ishiba is to secure a deal that will protect Japan's auto industry without making concessions that could hurt his public support back home. It's worth noting that the stakes are high for Ishiba, who faces an upper house election next month and needs to demonstrate his ability to stand up to Trump and defend Japanese interests. At the same time, Trump is also under pressure to deliver on his trade promises, and a deal with Japan could be seen as a significant win. We'll be keeping a close eye on how these talks unfold and what kind of agreement, if any, emerges from the summit. It's a complex and nuanced issue, with implications not just for Japan and the U.S., but for the global economy as a whole. As we continue to follow this story, we want to hear from you. What do you think about the trade tensions between Japan and the U.S.? Do you think a deal is likely, or will these talks end in stalemate? Share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #Barbara'sBulletin. And that's all for now. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara Waters. As we conclude today's podcast, we're going to shift our focus to two significant stories that have been making headlines in recent days. First, let's dive into the story of why Saudi Arabia raised oil output before Israel's attack on Iran. According to a report by the Financial Times, this move has sparked intense speculation and debate among experts and analysts. As we try to make sense of this complex situation, it's essential to consider the historical context and the intricate web of relationships between these nations. To provide some background, Saudi Arabia's decision to increase oil production can be seen as a strategic move to exert its influence in the global energy market. This action may also be perceived as a response to the growing tensions between Israel and Iran, which have been escalating in recent months. As we navigate this delicate landscape, it's crucial to remember that the consequences of such actions can have far-reaching implications for the global economy and geopolitical stability. Moving on to our second story, we're going to explore the profile of Gavin Newsom, California's resistor-in-chief. In a recent article by the Financial Times, Newsom is portrayed as a key figure in the resistance against the current administration's policies. As the governor of California, he has been at the forefront of several high-profile battles, from climate change to immigration reform. What I find fascinating about Newsom's story is the way he embodies the spirit of resistance and leadership. His commitment to fighting for the values and principles that he believes in is truly inspiring, and his ability to mobilize people around a cause is a testament to his skill as a politician. As we reflect on his journey, it's essential to consider the broader implications of his actions and the impact they may have on the national stage. As we conclude today's podcast, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. In a world where information is abundant, but trust is scarce, it's more important than ever to seek out credible sources and to engage in respectful dialogue. As your host, my goal is to provide you with a platform for informed discussion and to encourage you to think critically about the issues that shape our world. That's all for today's Barber's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.